Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and on this podcast I help coaches and mentors make more money and get more clients in their business. My top priority for you is to help you become a multi-six-figure earning coach and beyond so that you can make seven figures. I have no desire for anybody who plugs in with me to stay broke, and I'm on a mission to make you wealthy, to make you rich. Once you make enough money, I'd love to see you invest that money and grow it in the stock market. Be sure to check out some of the trainings that my mom, Sandy Krakowski, has on stock market investing as you grow your business income, taking that money and then investing it and growing it. Imagine having a $100,000 investment portfolio, how that would change your life and the way that you would look at the world around you. It's possible, and you can do it. And I think anybody can do it. I think it's actually a great complement to what we teach in this program as well. In this program, on the Grow Your Life podcast and in my Client Growth Accelerator, we help coaches and mentors attract more clients. And the number one thing is launching an offer. I want to tell you this, every single coach, trainer, or mentor that's been ever out there in business has dealt with the self-doubt and unbelief of if they're ready yet to launch. They have tossed around ideas and felt stuck because they can't figure out what's the right strategy to go with, what's the right path to take. And so realize that you're in good company, because I've worked with thousands of people, coaches and mentors over the years, and they all deal with this. Everybody deals with this. And so understand you're actually like part of a club of people that have a common struggle is, how do I put an offer together that gets clients and that allows me to serve people and make the kind of money that I want to make? And how do I know that it's good enough to launch? And my biggest piece of advice is this, is I would highly recommend you launch with a group coaching offer. It could be a 6 or an 8 week course / coaching hybrid, where you're teaching a course and you provide Q&A coaching for $500 to $1,000. It's one of the best ways for you to make six figures very quickly. It's by selling that for $500 to $1,000. You need to sell 20 of them to make 10 grand. If it's $500, you need to sell only 10 of them to make $10,000 if it's $1,000. And so that's what I recommend everybody sell, is craft an offer that you can teach people and mentor them and guide them for 6 weeks. And you don't have to have it completed before you launch it. You want to pre-sell it. You don't want to finish the whole thing and have it all done before you actually put it out there. Because what you'll do is you're actually going to come up with the content. You'll have the outline figured out. And if you follow the 6 steps that we teach in my coaching program, you'll have the outline of what you're going to teach when you launch the offer. It'll be in your offer copy. But you're going to take what your purchasing clients are asking you and actually tweak and adjust and slightly change about 15 to 20% of what you're going to teach based off of what people say. Sometimes you might throw the whole book out and realize that the questions that people are asking are completely different than what you thought you needed to teach, and you're going to go in that direction. In my coaching business, in all of the coaching businesses that we've built that have been successful, we've let the clients direct how the coaching interaction goes by basically asking at scale a group of people what they want to learn, and then teaching to that group of people exactly what they asked for. And so in a one-on-one coaching setting, you're asking the person, what's your problem? What are you struggling with? And I'm going to guide you to find the answer to that. You do the exact same thing in group coaching. You have the group tell you what they as a group want to learn and want to grow in. That's how we come up with all of our content. That's how we come up with all of our coaching. And so you need to actually facilitate a way to have people tell you what they want to learn. Virtual events are the best way to do this. Doing online virtual events. Launching a live Zoom call where people register and hop on a Zoom call with you, and you get to have them tell you what they want to learn when they register, and you even can do Q&A and other forms of connecting with those prospects and leading people to get the result that they hoped for, get the result that they're actually wanting. And you might say, well, how do I know I can lead them to get a result? If you don't know how to do something, be honest about it. Say, I have no clue how to do this. I've never done this before. I have no experience in doing this. And that's not in my lane of what I do. One of the biggest reasons I see that coaches struggle is they feel the need to have all the answers because their group or their clients ask them. I've had people for 5 years ask me on time management training. And to be honest, I can't articulate how I do time management. It's not really my lane in what I teach. I teach people how to build coaching businesses and particularly how to get clients. That's my lane specifically. And so what you want to do is you want to get people on a Zoom call, and then you sell to those people that paid program that you have. And these are all skill sets that you can grow in. You're not going to grow in these skill sets by taking a course, by reading a book. Though we do have courses in coaching on this, you're not going to take it by having a coach tell you what to do. You actually grow in sales in 2 ways. This is how you do it. You watch somebody else teach a sales pitch. You watch somebody else who's an expert who is closing sales teach a sales pitch. In our Client Growth Accelerator, we give you access to all of the virtual events that we've done. So you can actually watch me close sales. Every single virtual event that's closed over $500,000 in sales for us in the last 7 months is in there. If you sign up for any of my virtual events, you can watch how I do a sales pitch, how I close the sale, okay? And then you go out there and do the same thing with your offer. And so you watch it, you pay attention to my cadence, how I structure my language, and we have courses in the members area for our clients to learn how to do this. And so if you correlate the courses with watching me do it, with then you actually doing it yourself. And real sadly, most people are just too afraid or prideful to do a Zoom call if they can't guarantee exactly how it's going to go and it's going to produce sales and they know exactly what to say. And I'm sorry, but that's a fantasy. That's not going to exist. It doesn't exist. You want to map out what are you going to teach people, and then you walk people through that process. If you don't know how to teach people, if you don't know how to guide people, if you don't know how to speak publicly, those are some skill sets to grow in. Is how to actually speak publicly, how to actually open your mouth, how to actually get better at public speaking. It's not anything to be embarrassed about. You get better at it by doing it more often, by showing up in front of people more often. The reason why I have this podcast, it's not a major marketing client getter for me. I don't get a lot of my clients through this podcast, but it helped me grow in my ability to speak and present and teach by having to do it once a week, by committing to do it once a week. And so I've gotten better by doing that. You're only going to get better at teaching, presenting, and selling by actually doing the sales pitch. There's a number of trainings out there that relate to how do you get good at one-on-one sales. And I'll tell you, sales is more a mindset game than a strategy game. In our courses in the members area of the Client Growth Accelerator, I have strategy. What do you say at each stage of your virtual event? And you follow along your topic of what you're going to teach. Literally, you can script it out by watching that training in the virtual event playbook. And then you watch my virtual events and you see how we follow the same formula. In the 6 steps to 6 figures, I also walk you through that in lesson number 5. I'm teaching a live event on Tuesday for free called Launch Your 6-Figure Group Coaching Offer, and I'm actually going to walk you through that process in that training. I'm going to walk you through that process here right now as well, okay? So for those of you that are still listening, when you do a virtual event or a webinar, it's actually very scripted. what you're doing. Whether you're doing it live or it's pre-recorded. You want it to feel live and you want people to interact as if it's live. Even if it's a recording, you want people to think that it's live. You want to post it as a live event. You want to run it as a live event, even if you're playing back a recording. Okay? And when I do that, I let people know that it was a recording. But it looks like a live event, and it interacts like one. And that's how we are able to automate our business to where we don't have to show up every single day. And so then what do you actually say during the virtual event? The first 33% of your event is 100% based on mindset and vision. What is the vision and mindset for the thing that you are selling to people, for the end result? You might say, well, this is a free event. Why would I tell them the thing after that would be the mindset and vision for when I sell them? Because they have to be connected. They have to be a direct shot to each other. Your virtual event is a marketing ploy, is a marketing presentation, is basically an infomercial for the thing you're selling. And so if you treat it as how you run these live Zoom infomercials, is what it is. It's essentially what they are. But they provide a lot of value. They're like infotainment, edutainment. They're very educational, and it's an edumercial. It's sort of like it's a commercial at the end, but there's a lot that they'll learn in these. That's the way that you do them properly, is you actually do provide a lot of value and information in these. You can't let your fear of screwing this up stop you from actually showing up. And you can't let your pride of needing to do it perfect and needing it to go perfectly for you stop you from showing up because you have your pride so big. You need to work on those two things. Those are not serving you. They're not serving you in your business. If you're terrified of things not working out, that's something to grow in. You can't reach a goal by being terrified of things not working out. And everything is an experiment. In business, it's all an experiment. You're experimenting to see what works. You're experimenting to see what actually connects, what people actually resonate with. And so you put an offer out there and people register. And in the live event, the first 33%, if you watch all of my live events, the first 33% is based off of vision and mindset of where you are trying to direct people to think about. And this does two things. It repels the people that are judgmental and that aren't a good fit for you, because they will actually become angry and disappointed and quit your live Zoom training because you spent 33% of their time just reiterating what they signed up for. So do that on purpose. Do that intentionally. Because then you're going to make sure that you're talking to the right people who actually truly have a vision for where you're going to take them. Otherwise, you're going to have a ton of people that are just going to ask for their money back. Or they're going to be angry. And they're just not meant to be your client anyways. Then in the middle 33 to 50%, you can make it bigger or smaller. You go over what is the actual promised material that I told people that they were signing up for. What was the actual promised information that people were registering for? And you give that to people in the middle portion. So you're actually delivering on what you promised as the value add for your virtual event. I have a virtual event right now that I'm running called Launch Your Six-Figure Group Coaching Offer. In the event, I'm walking people through how to launch a six-figure group coaching offer. In the beginning portion, I talked about mindset and vision. In the middle, it's all about the actual nitty-gritty, actionable steps that they can take. And then in the final 15 to 30%, you talk about your sales pitch, which is what you have for sale, which is the most logical next step for them is to join you for this paid program. And if you don't believe that you can provide value enough to people to join a program with you, then A, you need to get better content. You need to align yourself better with something that people are going to buy. Maybe your niche might be a topic or an industry that people don't actually frequently spend money in. If that's the case, you might need to pivot your niche just a little bit to align with people who actually want to buy what you're offering. One of my clients, Rick, he was originally marketing to people a market that didn't want to actually spend money on any of the things he was marketing. So he found what was a small segment of that market that does want to spend money And what it was he went from just this overall all Christians how to love God training to how Christians who have written worship songs can get them listened to by people. So it became more industrialized, more productized, more based off of an end result that can be a step by step that you can walk people through. And then that's what is sold to them. And he made over $1 million a month doing that. Okay? And so I want you to think about whatever your thing is, what is the end result that people want? And the thing that they buy from you is a painkiller. It alleviates the pain that they have inside, that if they didn't buy it from you, they would continue to experience a certain pain in their life, and they would get it alleviated by somebody else. And that's what you sell to people in the very last 33%, okay? And so in our Client Growth Accelerator, we work with you, we mentor you on your sales, your funnels, your ads, your copy, getting more clients, and helping you make more money in your coaching business. So if you could literally just take what I told you in this podcast, and it's going to unlock you to the next level. Get on the waiting list for the Client Growth Accelerator. When we do open the doors again, you'll be one of the first to know when you're on the waiting list. It's worth it. It's worth jumping in when we open the doors. We have so many people right now getting results. Their lives are being changed from the Client Growth Accelerator. Like Judy, she now said that she's hitting almost a high 6-figure income monthly with the training that she's gotten from the Client Growth Accelerator. Or like my client Joshua, we started coaching with him, and in 1 year, he was making $140,000 a month in his coaching business using virtual events like we're talking about. And so even if you just want to make $5,000 a month, like Angie did, she spent $500 and made $5,000, or $9,000 in 1 month, like Emma Dixon. You can learn and make 6 figures all the way up to multiple 7 figures, and even 8 figures, like our client Rick Pino did, like we've done with my mom, Sandy Kurkowski. I want to help you, and I want you to become a wealthy coach. You can do it. You absolutely can. Grow your life, everybody. We'll talk soon. Have a good one.